We arrived at the service call Thursday afternoon, and the complaint was that one area was not heating. Stepping inside the building, we saw two thermostats on the foyer wall. The facilities person greeted us and showed us the problem area. It also had two thermostats. One had a weird flashing symbol on the screen. "Why are there two thermostats?" I asked. "One's heating and one is AC," the person responded. Inside the basement of the rather large home, we found two condensing boilers and several zone circulators. Of course, blueprints were nowhere to be found. The heating system was controlled by a panel manufacturer I had never heard of. I picked up the 40-some-page manual and frowned. On the cover of the manual was an 800 number, and next to it was customer service written in ink. Inside the same customer service number was circled. The troubleshooting section was dog-eared. It didn't take a detective to figure out that they had been having problems. The system had 5 heating zones and one for domestic hot water. A wireless thermostat controlled each zone. 3 of the zones fed cast iron radiators, and 2 were to in-floor radiant systems. The zones had 2 control panels. Why would they install such a complicated system? It's just a house, I wondered. What would you do? Welcome, friends, to the Boiler Room Detective Channel. I'm your host, Ray Wolfworth. Today's video shows what we found on a complicated heating system, and I hope this video can help you in the field. Slogging through the information, we discovered the flashing thermostat could not connect with the receiver in the basement. After using the 800 number to contact customer service, the representative told us to contact the local distributor to get a replacement thermostat. Of course, they didn't have it in stock and would have to order it. 2-week delivery. The facilities representative returned and asked, "How's it going?" "Not very well." "Have they had problems with this before?" I asked, knowing the answer, and the facilities person nodded. "It's never worked since it was installed," the person confided. We were under the gun. It was the Thursday before a long holiday weekend, and the weather forecast for the weekend called for temperatures in the teens. We suggested a stopgap measure of bypassing the zone relay and wiring the problem zone pump to run continuously. We warned the customer that it could overheat the zone. They agreed to the temporary repair. I would read the instruction manual over the long weekend. Mid-morning on the following day, the facilities director called and said the home had no heat at all. After arriving, my service technician called and said, "Now they're all doing it. Nothing's connected." All the thermostats were flashing that weird symbol. "You might have to reset the whole system and reprogram it," the service representative said. Not on a Friday afternoon before a long holiday weekend, I thought. When considering new systems to install or recommend to customers, I always ask 2 questions. How available are the replacement parts, and how would I bypass it? I love handoff auto switches on control panels because of days like today. When I was an apprentice, one of my journeyman mentors used to say, "Hey kid, this ain't no Rube Goldberg here." "Rube Goldberg? What's that?" I asked. "Look it up," he said. Rube Goldberg was an engineer and newspaper columnist known for his cartoons illustrating complicated ways to do simple tasks. That's what the journeyman passed on to me. Don't make it so complicated when installing your system. Make it easy to understand and service. I explained to the owner that replacement parts were not available locally, and even if they were, I wasn't sure I could get the system working. Our recommendation was to simplify the system by replacing the panel with Taco Zone Control Panel and a Honeywell wireless thermostat with an extra temperature sensor. I had installed and worked on both and never had an issue. The customer agreed, and we had it done by late Friday afternoon. I texted over the weekend to see how the system was working, and they responded with 2 thumbs-up emojis. I normally don't recommend scrapping a system, but in this case it hadn't worked since it was installed, and I saw no sense in throwing more money at the system. Complicated is not always better, I think. In case you were wondering about the title of this video, we had to temporarily install the new control panel upside down to fit the existing wiring connections from the old panel. Don't worry, we planned to wire it right side up, but this got us through the cold holiday weekend. If you found this video helpful, give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more expert advice and tips. Thanks for watching. I've written 12 boiler books and they're available on Amazon, and my technical articles are included in many of these industry publications. Thanks for stopping by Boiler Room Detective, and I'll see you on the next case.